Hey everyone, my job today is to switch it up. We're going to dive into a Forex recap. One thing I'll say about Forex is a very interesting market. I trade it, we provide signals for it, we also teach it. We have successful students trading the market. One student in particular, he is also our moderator. He took the course 2 years ago, and ever since, he's been a absolutely call him pit monster. Besides that, what you're going to hear in this is a lot about traders' mentality, why we have that winning edge, and what needs to be developed along in your process in order to get you to where you need to be. Within all of our courses, stocks, options, forex, futures, day trading, etc., we help you develop that trading mindset that is necessary for success. Let's get into it. Everyone, I'm Latoya from the Profit Room, and today we will discuss Forex. We're going to talk about the Forex pairs or the Forex setups that were taken live in our trading room. And one thing that we are known for is providing these setups way in advance. We take pride in that. So the art of trading is all about anticipating price action. And who's better to anticipate? And also, I have an awesome guest. So this guest, I'm just going to give you a little bit background history. His name is Safil, and Safil probably got in contact with us about, I like to say 2 years ago. So Safil, correct me if I'm incorrect, but it's
No,
been
that's
about
about
two
right.
years, right?
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, about 2 years. He wanted to learn Forex. So therefore, he jumped into our Forex program. And one thing about it, we go through extremely simple concepts, and the simplicity of it works. And ever since, he's just been rocking hardcore. Not only that, he's also, I'm proud to say he's my cousin. So, hey, fam.
You could
And
out.
he's also rocking now in the futures room as a moderator, going for what? Nearly a year now. Yeah,
Yeah,
give or take a
yeah.
year. So I'm going to tell you one thing: his consistency is amazing. And I remember the first time you sent me, just when you finished the course, probably like a month later, you sent me this P&L where when you funded your account and you doubled it. Now, I
Yeah.
was I was impressed. 100% return, literally. How long did that take you?
That was a couple of days actually.
In a
It
couple
wasn't even a week, I
days.
don't think. Yeah.
All right. So in a couple of days. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to share my screen right now. I have it on the go chart, but I'm going to go back in time. I am going to shut off my video. So I just want to say hey to everyone real quick before we dive into the analysis. So what you're looking at right now is, we got to scroll up. Actually, let's see if we can find the gold trade. Here we go. Perfect. The 20th. The 20th was a, what day was the 20th again? The 20th was a Tuesday. No, yeah, the Tuesday. So Tuesday was the 20th, because today's the
On Monday.
23rd, a Monday. So excuse
Yeah.
me, Tuesday was a Monday. So here we go. We got this nice setup on XAU USD. This is Forex side of things. So one thing you have to understand when it comes to trading the Forex market or trading a certain product, in particular gold, you can also trade gold on the future side as well. You can also trade gold via ETF traded on the stock market side as well. So it's the same product basically on different exchanges. That's all it is. The 1 hour setup he went through right now, I'm showing it to you based off of one standard futures contract. The setup was right in here. So this was it exactly. 1762 would have been the future side entry. I'm gonna mark the chart. And your target was right around 1780. I have 88 on the future side. So I'm gonna go like
17.
this. I'm gonna go like this. So all I'm doing right now, I'm just highlighting, because we're using simple concepts. I'm just highlighting the zone. So I'm showing everyone that target basically ran right into, boom. This will be considered the supply zone. And remember the news that reported this day after the fact. That's why I love
the setups in time, right? Before it actually happens, because we had a news event on this day. So after it hit our target, this is great money. So just to give you an idea what I mean by great money, this is 26 points on futures with the gold with one standard contract. 1 point is equivalent to $100. This moved 26 points. This is $2,600 in one futures contract. So I'm going to pause my screen share. I'm going to have you take over the screen share so you can go over it on the Forex side.
My thought process on this was seeing a double bottom setup happening on the 4-hour chart. Then I went into 1 hour to kind of look at it a little more. This white line is my daily level and is also close to the neckline here. So I went a little aggressive on the entry here. I provided it. So I already saw the setup happening because on the 4-hour chart it was forming a double bottom. Like I said, I got a little aggressive with the entry, but as you can see, it took off as planned. Rolled overhead to this trend line, and then it finally took off on that same news day and hit the target, and then came back down.
That's a dope setup. Definitely dope setup. What would you say, since now you trade both, you trade the Forex as well as the futures, what's one of the advantages of trading gold on Forex, would you say?
You can control it more with your lot size. I think with the future side, you would have to do, I'm not sure if it has a micro on the goal on that, but it would hurt your pocket less if it goes the other way on the future side. You just manage your lot size correctly.
Exactly.
With that being said too, you can get the same equivalent of a futures trade if you up your lot size.
Correct. Yep. I totally agree. So there is a micro version to the standard gold contract on the future side. But at the same time, just like you said, being able to control your lot size more efficiently with Forex. And not only that, you can up your lot size as well.
Right.
So it's a great aspect as well. Next, we're going to dive into which one we're going to do, GBP, JPY. I actually have where I missed your setup and I came in last night with with the identical setup, not even knowing that you already provided it, which was pretty dope. We had so many dope trades going into this week, just in general. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm just gonna share it. So here we go. This is on the 21st. This is 2 days ago. GJ double bottom. You have the setup right here. You had 149.32 entry point, and that was beautiful. So I'm gonna just go through it on my end real quick, and then I'm gonna pass it over to Safil. He's gonna go over it into his end, so we can just see exactly, okay, how we arrived at this. Now, this was great. So I just have it right now on the 1 hour chart, but more importantly, I'm just going to throw it on the daily chart. As I explained initially going into this, everything we do is simple. I know a lot of Forex traders, they will go into drawing Fibonacci, like the retracement tools, etc. But one thing that I noticed in particular with this one, and I did discuss it with Safil after the fact, after we close our position, is this one was pretty much holding the same level of support. Most people will call it a zone, a demand zone in this case. So when I zoom in on this, we can definitely see how many times it held in the past. And in your eyes, it was obvious. What did you say?
A double bottom on, I think it was a 4 hour chart I saw it on.
Yeah, he's saying a double bottom on the 4 hour. So here you go. This is the 4 hour. This was your setup, right? 149, like 32, which was beautiful. The chart I provided to the room last night, I did it based off of a 30-minute chart. Really, it didn't matter. It just more so is going to arrive at the same result anyways. It's just more so when I seen it, it was sweet. It was just like right around 149.60s to take the trade, and you can see the result of how many pips it moved. It was a great trade. How many pips was that?
Mhm.
Basically almost, well, basically on
Um,
yours it was 200.
yeah, I think I took almost 200 on it, but the trade itself that was provided was 167 pips to the target that was given.
About
Um,
167 to a target.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
it moved 215 today, and I took about 200 of it. I think exactly like 202 I took of it.
Beautiful trade setup either way with basically the simple concept. And that simple concept is it held support. So many people want to overcomplicate trading, and you just got to stick to the basics at that time. So we're going to go through your charts.
All right. So the day I provided it, what I saw, I took this down too. What I saw setting up was the leg and the third leg of the double bottom for the W forming. So right here is where I saw, okay, this not a perfect W of double bottom, but it's in my eyes, this is going to be a double bottom move. Set it up before it actually happened, provided it, and just watch it play it out over the next couple of days. Keep an eye on it on the 1 hour chart. And it moved, like I said, over 200 pips today off of the whole movement before
Sick
market
trade.
close.
Do one more. I think you also gave GBP USD, where they both
I
move
did
like best friends.
give that one as well. See here. This it was the bottom zone here, top zone. And what I also saw in the 4 hour was it's forming a double bottom. Actually, yesterday when I provided it, this red bar was all the way up here. So I provided it at a neckline break here for the W. It later, after news hit, it later retraced back down to the zone. And you can see right here, that is perfect right there. If anyone got that entry, they had a solid entry. But this trade, it moved good today too. So had a good 60 pips before the little pullback, but it's gonna continue. It's gonna continue to the upside.
All right, so that's a freebie for everyone that's watching this right now. GBP USD, you got more continuation to the upside. We're going to tackle one last trade. And the last trade we're going to tackle today happens to be gold once again. We're going to give it to you on the Forex side. I'm going to give it to you on the future side first. So future side. I didn't change anything from when we just went through this chart, but Phil, you can see exactly what occurred today, right? So the same zone that it got taken out, meaning our exit strategy, you see how it shaped up to come right back down and form a perfect short opportunity.
Yep.
So this ride down for the room this morning was basically over $2,000 on one standard contract if somebody held that as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to flash because I actually have your setup open right here on the XAU USD side. This is the Forex side, was about 137 pips in profit. So I'm going to take it back on this chart. I'm going to give it to you as low as probably, let's look at a 5-minute time frame. So we can see how this is yesterday. news hit, whatever they said. I have no idea. But coming into this morning, I simply said, stay under 1772. We are shorting. There's no excuse not to take that short. This is the short area this morning. You can see how it just dropped all day. Excellent. On here, I think you gave it this morning too.
Yeah, I added yeah, that was down.
Right
Yeah,
here.
right
This
here.
is it. Added a
Yep.
second entry to XAU
Right.
USD short. That's it right
Yeah, so
there.
the block on the left was given a couple of days ago, and then the block on the right was given today. Because what if you see that there's no red candles there where I have that squiggly blue line,
Mm-hmm.
and when I show you my chart, I show you my top process for adding the second block, which was a better entry for that for today. All right, so let me share my screen. The top process behind adding the new block was based on this rejection here. I was anticipating getting another push up and getting another rejection. So I added a better entry point here. And as you can see, that hit and took off. And so both entries were actually good. So this Forex side should ride some. But yeah, all this was marked up right before the trading kicked off.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And I must say, I admire this about the room because everything is called like live way before it happens. So there's no jumping in a trade. It's all planned out.
Thought process planned. So let me ask you something while your screen is still up. It's more about like the anticipation of planning your trades. I never really got to ask you what was the best takeaway that you took away from the Forex course?
Best takeaway. Actually keeping it simple, man. Keeping it simple. There was a time where it was a lot of, you hear all these people talking about indicators, this, indicators, that, but the way you guys teach it is so simple. You don't have to overcrowd your chart with a whole bunch of different indicators. The trend line is your friend. Trend line, support, resistance. That's pretty much it.
That's
Just
pretty
keeping it
much
simple.
it. Yeah.
Yep.
Because prior you did have some experience trading Forex, correct?
Right. So I was in a self-taught process where I had a couple of habits that I had that you guys helped me break those. And like I said, I used to have a whole bunch of indicators, but it's not needed the way you guys teach it the course.
Mm-hmm.
Prior, this trend line wasn't here in the first initial when I sent this block. So the more you look, the more you see, right? As a trader, you have to keep going back to the left, right? The more you look, the more you see. So I saw this. That's what helped me create the better entry point here too.
Mm-hmm. Yep, definitely. Definitely. The simplicity of it definitely helps. And I just want to say that's what most people would ask Ernest and myself is like, how are you two able to trade all these different markets? And it's just one answer for it. It's just simplicity. When you truly understand charts, market structure, everything basically aligns. And believe it or not, you can literally apply these concepts to any market. You just have to understand that particular market structure, that particular market dynamics in order to do it. But at the end of the day, the concepts, you keep it, we call it simple, just keep it so simple, you're going to have the success. But yeah, all the other stuff, the indicators and like 20,000 on your charts is just like, we see why people struggle because at times they can't even get out their own way or make sense of their own charts at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Last question. what is the what is the room like? What is that win rate like?
Um, it's fun to see the calls given, especially Ernest calls. He's very animated, right? When he drops his calls and they take off. Sometimes I just look at the stuff and I just be smiling, but it's nice because you can follow along easily for what you are trading. It's a futures forex room, so you have people that trade futures, some that trade forex, but you can easily follow along because the room gives exact entries, exit targets, and it's you guys make it live at times. You know what I'm saying?
We
Yeah.
always get asked is like, okay, any like what are your signals like? It's like, hey, we hit the goal and we walk away, literally. Like, so
Get
when
that bag
people
and
when
leave.
say it again,
You get that bag and leave.
get it and go. So when Ernest
Mhm.
finally gets time to upload his trades to the YouTube, some people ask, is that where's the losing trades? It's like, well, he only took that trade for the day, literally. That's the trade he posted in the room, meaning the alert he gave, he took it and he walked
Mhm.
away. That's it. It's like they're
Yeah.
expecting more, they're expecting what most people do, which is overtrade to the point where now they're losing their initial money they made. We don't make that
All right.
mistake. We learned from past mistakes. So we're able to, we know what's a winning setup look like. We know what's high probability. We take the trade. We hit our target and we walk away. And one thing I'll say, Cecile, that I love that you do as well, you set your stuff, you're confident in it, and you walk away. So it's amazing to see your growth and your consistency over time,
Mhm.
especially as somebody coming in, starting the program, and to be able to walk in confidently and provide signals to the members, and you're like consistent every day. It's like, wow, is amazing.
Appreciate it. Profit room, man. Oh, one more thing. Yeah, it's very rare. It's very rare to see Ernest and Latoya in the room like after 11 o'clock. Like they come in, they hit, get their profits, and it's done for the day. They're off to doing whatever they're doing. So the chat is, if you look at it, it's not an all day event with the futures per se. Comes in, gives great profits, and walk away.
You know why it's like
And
that? Because the
why?
purpose of trading in our eyes is time freedom. So we stress the importance of time
Right.
freedom because when you think
Yeah.
about it, it's like going back to when we worked the 9 to 5. Like, how long to sit there and make that money or at the end of the week? So when we're able to do it in minutes, sometimes earners do like a couple of grand in 30 seconds. We have to
Mm-hmm.
walk away and value the money. You're valuing the thought process. Like, I did this in 30 seconds. And it takes an average person to make what you made in 30 seconds in a full week. That's
Yeah.
why we leave the room.
Enjoy life. Get it and go
Enjoy
enjoy
life.
life.
And that's what
Mm-hmm.
trading about.